Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching this special edition of NBC6 News, Fins on 6 in Frankfurt. I'm Chris Anderson. Our Miami Dolphins are in Germany, of course, for this huge showdown with the Kansas City Chiefs. And NBC6 is covering every moment from South Florida all the way to Frankfurt. It's an epic battle for AFC supremacy, and this game could determine who gets home field advantage in the playoffs. Both the Dolphins and the Chiefs are 6-2, tied with the Baltimore Ravens at the top of the conference standings. The winner of this game, though, gets that huge leg up with the head-to-head win for playoff seedings, which are key come January. A lot of the focus has been on the Cheetah heading into this game because Tyreek Hill is facing his former squad. Tyreek enjoyed 6 Pro Bowl seasons with the Chiefs before joining the Fins. Coming up in just a few minutes, Joanna Torres will have more on what Tyreek is saying about facing his former teammates. All right, let's stick with the offense now. This matchup features 2 of the NFL's top quarterbacks. The Chiefs' Patrick Mahomes has been one of the top signal callers in the league for years. He's won 2 Super Bowls. He's already thrown 15 touchdown passes this season. And of course, the Dolphins' Tua Tagovailoa has had an incredible year so far. He leads the NFL in passing yards and passing rating. He is also tied for the lead in touchdown passes. He has 18, 3, of course, more than Patrick Mahomes. So we like that. But Tua and Mahomes, they better watch their backs because the 2 defenses, they're not too shabby. Kansas City tied for second in the league with 28 sacks. Miami right behind with 27 sacks. Let's talk a little bit of history now. Overseas, the Dolphins are playing in their 7th regular season game in Europe. This is the first time in Germany. Miami is 2-4 in their previous games played in London. This is the very first ever NFL game to be played in Frankfurt. And can we really talk about a Chiefs game without mentioning what a lot of people are wondering? Will Taylor Swift show up? Big question mark. It's the romance that has the world buzzing. Her favorite player, tight end Travis Kelce. The music superstar has been at several games already this season, cheering Kelce on. So will she shake off the jet lag and make that trip to Frankfurt? We'll find out soon enough. One thing we know is that Tyreek Hill has been shaking off defenders all season long, off to a record-setting start. And the guys he knows that he's facing this week know him better than just about any other opponent. NBC6's Joanna Torres has more on how Hill is preparing for this big matchup against his former team.
Well, Hill will go head-to-head with his former team, and he says his advice to the Miami defense is for the game is to just find Kelce. And he's referring to the Chiefs' tight end Travis Kelce. He'll also describe Kelce as the energy of the team. Kelce, here's what else he had to say.
They're going to get this work wherever, though. Look, y'all ready to use that bulletin board material. It's going to be one of those things like backyard football with your brothers.
Well, the Cheetah is off to a record-setting start for the Dolphins. Hill has 1,014 yards in the Dolphins' first 8 games. He's the first wide receiver to achieve that in the Super Bowl era. Hill was also just named Offensive Player of the Month for his performance in October. For now, back to you, Chris.
Yeah, you always play your best against your friends and people who know you well. Joanna, thanks so much. Our special coverage extends to Germany now. NBC6 anchor Constance Jones has been in Frankfurt all week long, taking in the sights and the sounds.
Yeah, we're here in Frankfurt, Germany to help the Miami Dolphins cheer them on as they face off against the Kansas City Chiefs. Of course, we're all excited to be here. It's a historic game, that game selling out in just 15 minutes over here in Germany. So there are thousands of fans, football fans here in the city. But Frankfurt has an American connection. For those who don't know, there's multiple military bases in and around Frankfurt. In fact, my own father was stationed here. That's my connection. And he met my German mother in Stuttgart, a few miles south from here. But after World War II, about 80% of Frankfurt was completely bombed out. So the city had to be rebuilt, and Americans and American soldiers helped to do that. So we're delving into the culture, the American historic connection, and everything German, from the food to the lifestyle and also the clothing.
Beer, pretzels, oh, and of course the outfits. Festive images of Oktoberfest are often the first thing that comes to mind when some people think of German culture. And when it comes to traditional cuisine,
this is a butter all mixture. That's why we're going to fry the schnitzel.
Fritz and Franz Beer House in Coral Gables definitely feels like Deutschland.
In Frankfurt, they serve it with the green sauce. Okay, here we have the beautiful beer schnitzel.
After 25 years of business, owner Harold Newvig has heard it all.
Most of the people, the Americans, think, first of all, every German is wearing lederhosen.
But not every German wears these leather shorts known as Lederhosen or drindles for women.
They basically don't differentiate from the North German to South German. On the South German image is much lighter.
This type of clothing originated in the state of Bavaria. But where my family comes from, the Black Forest area known as Schwarzwald, the folk clothing is more conservative and sometimes includes these headdresses with red pom-poms.
There are those who say that the German language sounds a little bit angry. So if I say, meine Mutter arbeitet als eine Krankenschwester und mein Lieblingsurlaub ist Weihnachten, I'm just saying that my mother is a nurse and my favorite holiday is Christmas. But Germans, they can be rather direct.
We might come across being harsh by being more like, okay, I don't want to tell you 3 times the same thing. Do it the way you're supposed to do it.
German Consul General Christopher Berger echoes the same answer.
Germans, I mean, we do have a habit of getting to the point fairly quickly. Other parts of the country, people, can take offense and feel like we're being rude. We're not rude. We're really nice people. But yeah, we tend to get to the point.
Also, if you go out to a restaurant, be prepared for a slightly warmer drink.
The team chef needs to call the hotel ahead of game and say, listen, we need a ton of ice.
Dolphin fans might need some extra ice for that soda. It's a trend that you'll find across Europe.
I have the same thing, and I go around to my family, and I'm ready to bring my ice with me because nobody has ice.
And before you have to go, it's not a myth, it's a fact. Most public bathrooms require change to use it.
It's always a logistical issue. People get very serious about always carrying a little change in their pocket in order to be able to do that.
Because sometimes we end up, they need money to go to the bathroom.
One final thing you might notice if you travel overseas, it's called the German stare. If you speak with a German, they want your full attention.
I've noticed it was moving here, noticing, why don't these people make eye contact, And I thought it was very, impersonal and, are people afraid of me? Or, do I have something in my face that, they're embarrassed to look at? So for us, it's just a way of, letting the other person know that, you've noticed them and you're acknowledging them.
In Frankfurt, Germany, I'm Constance Jones, NBC6 News.
The German stare. I love it. Great story there, Constance. Now, Constance isn't alone in Frankfurt. NBC6 sports anchor Sarah Cardona has been following the Finns as well this week in Germany, and she had a chance to talk with their defensive star Bradley Chubb about preparing for this big game.
You heard Tua and Jalen speak in German, so it's your turn to impress us with your best German.
I just got Guten Tag. That's all I got. Guten Morgen and Guten Tag. That's all I got.
That's better than I'm doing. And what has this experience been like for you guys?
It's been dope. Just being able to expand the game, come over here, and as we walk in the streets, everybody kind of like looking at us, knowing, like, what I'm saying, we're different or whatever. So it's been fun. It's been good. Get a chance to get closer with the guys as well, because in a remote location and trying to stick together. So I feel like as a team is helping us come closer together, and it's going to work out well for us on Sunday.
What's been your favorite part about Germany so far? Something that maybe has surprised you about the country?
I'm not sure what they call the sausage here, but I had a street vendor, and I got they put it in a bun like a hot dog type thing, but whatever their sausage is called, and it was on the street now, so it was pretty good, and I was very pleased. So got some more exploring to do, but that's the best part so far.
You've really been thriving these past few games. You've had 4 sacks in the last 3 games. What's been different for you?
I'll say my approach to the week. Kind of understanding like what the defense entails of me, and kind of just taking my role and doing the best I can in it, and bringing guys along with me. I feel like when I got that energy, guys bring that energy as well, and then it gives me more energy. You know what I mean?
You've definitely gone up against Patrick Mahomes a few times when you were in Denver. What makes it so challenging about trying to contain him?
He just has the perfect feel for the game. He's been doing it at a high level for so long, and he just knows where his receivers are going to be at, where the rush is coming from, and he's one of the greats for a reason, you know what I mean? And he has I was talking to Coach Fangio, and he was saying he might not look like a fast guy, but he's always fast enough, you know what I mean? Always fast enough to run a DB, outrun a D lineman. So whatever it may take, man, I know as a defense, we just got to make sure we rush them together and get everything that we need to do.
Have you ever sacked Mahomes?
I got him a couple times, but I wanted it a little bit more clean, you know what I mean? I want to be able to do it clean and get up and be able to do my dance, but that's going to come with just the flow of the game. I can't really rush it.
Hey, we want to see that dance, so get that big sack. Now let's take a look at the conditions the Finns are playing in while in Frankfurt. You noticed a lot of long sleeves with all of our reports there. Sarah was bundled up in her jacket. Let's bring in meteorologist Adam Berg now with the latest on what they're dealing with outside of the stadium. I think it's domed, right?
Yes, a retractable roof, and that is going to come in handy. Let's kind of break down where this game is being played. And yes, this is a big trip for the Dolphins and the Kansas City Chiefs here. This flight for Miami is roughly 4,800 miles away from the confines of Hard Rock Stadium, where we have these beautiful 70s and 80s and some of that humidity, right? This is a slightly different ball game here, right? Higher latitude as well. So you know it's going to be colder this time of the year. I mean, we are in November after all. And we're going to kind of break down the forecast here. We're going to start off with tailgating. And yes, typically tailgating isn't done in these European countries like it is here, but a big exception is being made for this one. Big international turnout for Sunday's game. All eyes on Frankfurt and Deutsche Bank Park here. So there's going to be a bunch of outdoor activities going on leading up to kickoff. So what's it like outside? Not South Florida. We're talking temps into the 50s here. We're going to be looking at some showers as well. Now, kickoff is going to be indoors. Temperatures probably in the 70s with that roof covered, right? So it's going to be comfortable. But then we have to leave the stadium, and we're talking 50s and some showers all over again. Hopefully, though, with a win in our back pocket.
Fingers crossed, right? The Dolphins are already learning the language while in Germany this week. Some of the players shared some of the German words they've picked up so far. Take a listen.
Hallo, wie geht's dir? I think that's how you say it. It was good? Yeah. Does it sound good? It sounds well. Perfect. Nice. Thanks.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 20 is 20, right?
Hey, not bad. Sounds good. Guten Morgen. I know that one. Good morning. And Ge Delfina. I think that's right. I think it means go Dolphins. If not, go Dolphins. That's all the time we have for our Fins on 6 in Frankfurt special coverage. We have a special section on the NBC6 app and the website with many, many more stories. And make sure this Sunday morning you stick with NBC6. The news starts at 7 a.m. followed by a pregame show with the latest on the team and the fans from Germany and how South Florida is watching the Fins here in South Florida. And then the game coverage starts at 9 o'clock. Then make sure you hang with us after the big game for a live post-game show with analysis, highlights, and reaction from what's hopefully a big Dolphins victory. Let's go Dolphins. Let's beat the Chiefs.